All right, this is Fargo Fresh, where we talk about fresh and exciting things happening in the Fargo area. We've got Derek Ystebo here from YMCA, the Zumba Master. Derek, hello, Derek.
What? Let's maybe hold off on Zumba Master. That might be.
Hey, if you're not the master, who's the master? I mean,
there's lots that are probably.
You're the one. I mean, at the YMCA, I'd say. I mean, who's been doing it longer than you?
A few. I think both Cassie and Crystal, because they've been doing everything longer than I have. And I think
have they really?
Yeah, Jen
when did they start? When they were like 15?
I don't know.
Because they're both very young.
I don't know the story, but I'm pretty sure when I first started going, like, I know Crystal went to one of Crystal's classes when she was.
Well, because you've been doing it 12 years, you said, right?
At least, yeah. I want to say 12.
Well, how old is Cat? Well, you shouldn't talk about how old a woman is.
Yeah, let's. It's 2024, New Year's resolution. Let's do. Ask the right questions on the radio. I will also not disclose my age, although someone did tell me they think I'm 30, in which case I am very agreeable to that.
Yeah,
that number. That sounds like a good number.
I can't tell how old people are.
Let's say I'm 30. So I'm 30. So I've been doing it 12 years. So I was like 18, 17. We'll say that. Does that work?
I'm 37. I'm an old man.
We're same age.
I dropped.
No, we're not.
I dropped my 4-year-old off at the daycare, and some like 18-year-old girl came up to like pick her up and be like, all right, because it was a drop-in. So it's somebody. But I was like. Had the realization that 18-year-old was closer in age to my 4-year-old than she was to me.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when I realized I'm not a young man anymore.
Those realizations can hit pretty hard.
Getting to be.
Like what is it? It's 2050 is closer to like 1988 or something like that right now.
Wow.
Is that right? Did I do the math right? I didn't do the math right.
That's crazy.
Maybe less than that. Maybe like in 1995.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to think about. And it's like, oh, yeah. Then the early 2000s to me just happened. You know what I mean? Like, I think that just happened. And so the fact that it's, 20 plus years can be kind of
Well, that's what happens
shock.
in a real hurry is that, like, you can say 20 years ago, like, all of a sudden. And that's
which
like
to me
a thing.
Is the early 90s.
Yeah. But that's actually mid-aughts. Yeah.
2004.
Yeah. Which is just wild. Speaking of just recently... So one of the things I like to do on the Fresh Update is a real estate update because this is not like a commercial or anything, but I am a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Premier Properties, as people know. Inventory has made the sharpest decline. So back in August of 21, I realized there was nowhere to actually get data about available homes inventory. So every single day I go into the MLS and I track it. We have had the sharpest decline. We hit the top, since I've been tracking it, we hit the top, which was 627 homes available for sale. Not a ton, but it's enough. On October 29th, in the last 2 months, we've lost a third of that inventory. Yeah, so inventory has dropped by a third. So people talk about how they're waiting for a huge housing crash to happen and for prices to drop and whatnot. Let me tell you, if you want prices to go down, you need the supply to be higher. Like you're not going to have supply go down while prices
stay up.
Go down, right? Go down, right? Because if you have less of something,
should be more.
The ones that are available are worth more, not less.
Yeah.
Right? It's a supply demand thing. So the lower your supply, the higher the price. So we are down to only 413 homes for sale. Which it's not the lowest since I started tracking was 247 back in March 9th of 22. So we're not quite, but who knows where we're going to be by March. Yeah. So
where are you feeling on rates? You think that anything's going to change in 24?
Well, yeah. So for those who don't know, you don't know, huh? I guess to me, I've known about. People don't know these things, I guess. Okay. The Federal Reserve is basically who decides what the rates will be, and it's been known for the last couple of months now that they are going to do, I want to say 3 or 4 cuts this year.
Cuts.
So they're going the other direction with it. Okay. It's an election year. They want to goose up and they're like, oh, inflation has been fixed. You tell me, how are prices? Do they seem like it's been fixed?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying there. It is something that creeps up on you.
So they are going to cut the rates, which is going to make inflation come back. So like my if I had to bet on it, which I kind of do for a living, my money literally is on prices going through the roof.
Really?
Yeah, inflation. This is I'm calling it now. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Interesting.
It's going to get much worse. That's my. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Not very many times though. So
okay.
when they start cutting those rates, it's going to open the floodgates. So right now we have that inventory, and we've had that inventory problem. The reason we have an inventory problem, so people own homes, right? But they have it at like a 3 or 4% interest rate, and right now interest rates are at like 7%. So they're looking at it and they're like, well, I'd like to buy a new house. I need a bigger house, but I'm not going to go buy a new house and get rid of this 3% interest rate. So they don't want to sell their house. Well, if they don't want to sell their house, then they're not buying, but they're not selling, so then there's nothing to buy.
Just keeping the market.
So then the inventory keeps going down. As soon as those rates go down, those people who have been waiting, who have been sitting there like, oh my God, I need a bigger new house. I need a new house. I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll trade my 3% for a 5%.
That's a more agreeable than
and then all this inventory is going to pop on the market. But then you're going to have all these people who have been waiting to buy.
To jump into the market.
They've
been waiting to time the market.
And they're
it's my time to shine.
The only time to shine is sooner rather than later. Affordability is not going to get better. Like, I'm sorry to say.
So you're not in the real estate bubble.
I don't. There was a very specific bubble back in 2009, and that it wasn't. The overall decline was like 5%, and it lasted for a year. Like that's people talk like there's going to be a decline, like there's going to be this huge recession. Oh, I'm going to wait for this to go down by 50%. Yeah, it's not going. Like in nominal sense, I don't believe that will ever happen. I think that prices are. We have a fiat currency, so they can make dollars be whatever they want. Okay, and so everything in the system is predicated on the number going up. Do you understand? So the number itself has to keep going up. And all they have to do to make the number go up is print more dollars. Like they can make inflation at any time. They just choose to make inflation. So I believe the number over, there might be a month or two where it goes down a few percentage points. But as soon as that happens, they're going to slam the brakes on it and just put inflation because it's all dependent on the number going up. And so the prices are relative. So if you think about the price of houses relative in the cost of new cars, or relative to the cost of bread, or ski trips, or anything, right? It's more about the price matrix, the relationship that prices have to each other, than it is to the nominal price. You understand?
You lost me. That's all right, though. I'll nod. I'll smile and nod for you.
I'm sorry. I blacked out. I do this because I just wanted to say that there's not very much
matrix
inventory.
No.
To
use a phrase, fit it in there.
Okay. Well, I blacked out. What time is it? 8:51. Well, we have to move to the next song by Daddy Yankee, actually. So that was the whole segment right there. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
I gotta let you meander sometime.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't let me go off and
this is not the first.
Questions.
This is not the first time that I've blacked out and talked about interest rates. It's not hard to do. You just
drop that question.
Yep. I'm sorry. So we are going to listen to Daddy Yankee. Who's that? I think you did him last time. Yeah. Or who does he? Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay. With his song Bonita. Did you not do this song last time?
No. Because I just started doing it like a month and a half ago.
Okay. Where did I hear Daddy Yankee before?
Oh, he's all over the place.
Is he? He's a hot shot.
Big.
You follow him. And what do you think of his fashion?
Oh, he's great too. Not Pitbull. Pitbull is always top, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to listen to Daddy Yankee, and then we'll come back with our last segment, Fargo Favorites. Don't go nowhere.